Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of smart homes and the Internet of Things.
Ah, yes, smart homes. It's a topic that's generating a lot of buzz these days, and for good reason.
We hear about it all the time, but what does it actually mean? What is a smart home?
Well, at its core, a smart home is all about connecting everyday devices to a network, allowing them to communicate with each other and share information. Think of things like your lights, appliances, security systems, even your thermostat.
So it's like having a house that's wired for conversation, but what's the point of all that chatter? What are the real benefits for, everyday people?
The benefits are pretty amazing, actually. Imagine walking into your house after a long day and the lights automatically turn on, your favorite music starts playing, and the temperature is perfectly adjusted to your liking.
Okay, that does sound pretty cool. But how does it actually work? Is it some super complicated system that only tech wizards can understand?
Not at all. It's actually becoming increasingly user-friendly. The key is something called a smart hub or voice assistant. These act as the central brain of your smart home, allowing you to control everything through voice commands or a mobile app.
So you're talking about things like Amazon Echo or Google Nest, right?
Exactly. Those are great examples. They act as the command center, connecting all your smart devices and making it easy to manage everything from one place.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture, but let's break it down a bit further. What are some specific examples of smart devices that people are using in their homes today?
Well, let's start with something simple but incredibly impactful: smart lighting.
I've heard about smart bulbs that you can change colors with your phone. Is that what we're talking about?
That's part of it, yes. But it's much more than just cool colors. You can control the brightness, set schedules, and even automate your lights to turn on and off based on your presence or the time of day.
So no more fumbling for light switches in the dark. I like that.
Exactly. It's all about convenience and personalization. And speaking of convenience, what about smart thermostats? These things can learn your habits and adjust the temperature automatically, ensuring you're always comfortable while saving energy.
I've heard about those, but I'm a bit skeptical. Can they really make a noticeable difference in my energy bills?
Oh, absolutely. Smart thermostats use things like geofencing to know when you're home or away and adjust the temperature accordingly. They can also learn your preferred temperature settings and create a heating and cooling schedule that optimizes energy efficiency.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, so we've got lights and temperature covered, but what about security? That's a big concern for a lot of people.
You're right, security is paramount. And that's where smart security systems come in. Imagine getting an alert on your phone if there's motion detected at your front door,
Mm.
even when you're miles away.
That would definitely give me peace of mind. So it's like having eyes and ears on your home at all times.
Exactly. And you can even see a live video feed and talk to whoever's there through a smart doorbell.
Okay, that's pretty cool. It sounds like these smart security systems are taking things to a whole new level. But with all these devices connected and sharing information, aren't there privacy concerns?
That's a valid concern, and it's something to take seriously. You need to choose reputable systems that prioritize security and offer features like data encryption.
Data encryption, what exactly is that and why is it so important?
Well, think of encryption as a way of scrambling your data, making it unreadable to anyone without the proper decryption key.
So it's like a secret code that protects your information from prying eyes.
Exactly. It's like sending a confidential message that only the intended recipient can decode. This helps ensure that your personal information stays private and secure.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just about having all these cool gadgets, it's about choosing systems that are secure and protect our privacy.
Absolutely. You want to be smart about your smart home
Yeah.
and make informed decisions about the technology you bring into your life.
So are there any other potential downsides to consider? Or things that might make people hesitate to make the leap into the smart home world?
Well, one challenge can be compatibility. With so many different brands and devices on the market, it's important to make sure everything can talk to each other.
Right, we want to make sure our smart home is a harmonious ecosystem, not a tech tower of Babel.
Exactly. And that's where choosing a good smart home platform comes in.
Platforms. So it's not just about the individual devices.
Right. Platforms like Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or Apple HomeKit act as the operating system for your smart home, connecting all your different devices and allowing you to control them from a single interface.
So we're talking about picking a team, Amazon, Google, Apple, and building our smart home around that platform.
Sort of. It's more about choosing a platform that supports the devices you want and fits your overall tech ecosystem.
Makes sense. So it sounds like setting up a smart home can be a bit of a decision-making process. But with all these options and decisions, it can also feel a bit daunting. Where do you even begin?
The good news is that it's becoming much easier than you might think. Many devices come with user-friendly setup guides and intuitive apps that walk you through the process step by step.
Okay, so maybe it's not as complicated as it seems, but are we talking about hours of configuration and needing tons of technical know-how?
Not at all. Many devices can be set up in minutes, and the technology is designed to be user-friendly, even for those who aren't particularly tech-savvy.
That's good to know. But beyond the convenience and security, what's the real wow factor here? What makes people truly excited about smart homes?
It's about creating a truly personalized experience that adapts to your needs and preferences. Imagine telling your house, "Good morning," and having it automatically adjust the lights, temperature, and even start your coffee. Or saying, "Movie night," and having the lights dim, the blinds close, and the projector turn on.
Okay, that does sound pretty incredible. It's like having your house work for you rather than the other way around.
Exactly, and this is just the beginning. The future of smart homes is incredibly exciting, with advancements in artificial intelligence, AI, poised to make them even more intuitive and responsive to our needs.
AI in my house.
Mm.
Now that's a whole other level. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I want to hear more about how these smart homes are actually playing out in real life. Are people really living this jet ski of lifestyle?
Absolutely. There are countless stories of people whose lives have been transformed by smart home technology. Let's take Sarah, for example, a busy professional who relies on her smart home setup to manage her hectic schedule. Welcome back to our deep dive into smart homes. Picking up where we left off, let's talk more about how real people are using this technology to simplify their lives. One key aspect is the seamless integration of different devices.
You're right. We were just discussing Sarah, the busy professional who has her entire morning routine automated. But I have to ask, is that level of integration something you have to meticulously plan out? Or are these devices pretty good at figuring out how to work together on their own?
That's where the concept of interoperability comes in, and it's something to pay close attention to when putting together your smart home. You definitely don't want a bunch of devices that can't communicate with each other.
So it's kind of like making sure everyone's speaking the same language. How do we make sure our smart devices can have a conversation and collaborate?
Precisely. Luckily, there are some industry standards that help with that. Things like Zigbee, Z-Wave, or the newer Matter protocol are designed specifically for seamless communication between smart home devices.
Okay, so looking for those names is a good way to know things will work together. That's really helpful. But beyond the technical stuff, I want to get back to the real wow factor. We touched on AI earlier, and I'm still trying to grasp how that's going to change the way we live in our homes.
AI is where things get really interesting. Imagine a home that not only responds to your commands, but actually learns your habits and preferences over time. Think about a smart lighting system that adjusts the brightness and color temperature throughout the day based on your mood or the natural light outside.
So no more messing with switches or dimming apps. The lights just intuitively know what to do. I can definitely see how that would make things feel much more natural.
Exactly. Or picture this, your smart home, preheating or pre-cooling your bedroom based on your sleep schedule and the weather forecast. Waking up feeling perfectly comfortable every time.
No, that's what I call a good night's sleep. What about things like entertainment? Can AI take our movie nights to the next level?
Absolutely. AI-powered systems can create playlists tailored to your mood, the occasion, or even the time of day. It's like having a personal DJ who knows exactly what you want to hear.
Okay, the possibilities are starting to sink in. But with all this talk about AI making decisions, are we essentially giving up control of our homes?
It's a common concern. But remember that AI is a tool designed to enhance our lives, not take over. Reputable smart home providers are prioritizing systems that give users both control and transparency. You choose the level of automation you're comfortable with and fine-tune the settings to your liking.
So it's about striking that balance between convenience and control, making sure the technology serves us, not the other way around. Let's be realistic, though. Not everyone's ready to outfit their whole house with gadgets. What's a good first step for someone just starting out with smart home technology?
I always recommend starting small and focusing on one area that would make the biggest difference in your daily life. Smart lighting is a great entry point because it's relatively affordable and easy to set up. You could start with a few smart bulbs or a smart switch and gradually expand from there.
Okay, so dip your toes in the water before jumping in head first. What are some other areas where people might see immediate benefits from smart home technology?
Security is another popular starting point. Investing in a smart lock or a video doorbell can provide that added peace of mind, knowing your home is protected.
Makes sense. With so many options out there, how do you choose the right devices and systems for your needs and your budget?
Do your research. Read reviews, compare features, and think about your long-term goals. It's also wise to choose devices that are compatible with multiple platforms, giving you more flexibility down the road.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Keep your options open. But beyond the practical stuff, I'm curious about the more human aspect of all this. How are people using smart homes to connect with their families or create a more personalized living experience?
That's a great question. Smart homes can actually bring families closer together. Imagine using a smart display in the kitchen to share photos, leave messages, or even video chat with loved ones who live far away.
So it's not just about convenience, it's about fostering a more connected and interactive home environment. That's really neat. But I have to ask, with all this technology constantly listening and gathering data, are there any ethical considerations we should be thinking about?
You raise a valid point. The ethical implications of smart homes are definitely something we need to be conscious of. Data privacy, security, and the potential for misuse are all important issues that are being discussed and debated. Choosing companies that are transparent about their data practices and prioritize user privacy is crucial.
So it's not just about the cool features, it's about being aware of the potential downsides and making well-informed decisions about the technology we bring into our homes. That's a great note to end on for part two. We've covered a lot, from the basics of interoperability to the exciting potential of AI and the ethical considerations we need to keep in mind.
And in part three, we'll get even more practical, offering tips and strategies for actually building your own smart home step by step. We'll cover things like choosing the right devices, setting up your system, and creating personalized routines that fit your lifestyle.
So if you're ready to dive into the world of smart homes, be sure to join us for the final part of our deep dive. All right, welcome back to the deep dive. We've explored the what and the why of smart homes, but now let's get down to the how. How do we actually make this smart home dream a reality?
Time to get practical. Let's transform you from smart home observer to, well, smart home architect.
I love that. But before we start designing, we have to address the elephant in the room. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, right? So many gadgets, systems, platforms. Where do you even start?
Oh, absolutely. It can be a lot to take in. The key is starting with a clear vision of what you want. Forget about doing everything at once. What's the one area where smart tech could make the biggest impact on your life?
Okay, start small. Focus on priorities. For some, it's security. For others, energy savings, or maybe just pure convenience. What are some good first steps, those baby steps, into the smart home world?
Smart lighting is always a winner. It's pretty affordable, easy to set up, and you instantly get that wow factor of controlling lights with your voice or phone.
Yeah, gotta admit, there's something undeniably cool about saying, hey house, dim the lights, and it just happens. What other entry-level upgrades provide big impact without breaking the bank?
Smart thermostats are fantastic. Save money on energy bills without sacrificing comfort. And speaking of comfort, smart speakers are great for introducing voice control. Play music, set timers, get news updates, all hands-free.
It's amazing how quickly you get used to that hands-free control. But once you've got a few devices running, how do we make sure they're all playing nicely together?
That's where choosing the right smart home platform comes in. Platforms like Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit, they're the central nervous system, connecting everything and letting you control them from one place.
So, like picking your team, Amazon, Google, Apple, what factors into that decision?
Think about the devices you own, the ecosystem you're comfy with. iPhone user. Apple HomeKit might be natural. Big into Amazon's world. Alexa could be the way to go. Choose a platform that supports a wide range of devices and offers the features you need.
Almost like future-proofing your smart home, building a solid foundation to grow with your needs. Let's get specific. Imagine I'm starting from scratch, ready for my dream smart home. What's a good roadmap to follow?
First, budget. What are your priorities? Then, choose that smart home platform aligned with your needs and, of course, preferences. From there, start with essentials. Smart lights, a thermostat, a smart speaker. As you get more comfortable, gradually add more devices, expand the system.
It's a journey, not a sprint. You can build your smart home over time. But what about the actual setup? Is it really as plug and play as the ads make it seem?
It's definitely gotten a lot easier. Most devices have intuitive apps that walk you through setup step by step. And if you hit a snag, manufacturers usually have great customer support.
Okay, that's reassuring. Don't need an engineering degree to set this up. But once everything's connected, what are some cool things you can do with your smart home?
Now the fun begins. You can create custom scenes, routines that automate actions with one command. Imagine a good morning routine. Lights on, thermostat adjusts, coffee starts brewing, your favorite podcast plays all at once.
Right, like Sarah's automated morning routine. I can imagine routines for movie night, bedtime, even coming home after a long day, making your home work for you.
Exactly. And the possibilities, they really are endless. Control your security system, monitor energy usage, even water plants remotely, all through your smart home app. Greater control, convenience, and peace of mind.
This has been a fantastic deep dive. We've gone from basic concepts to the practical steps of building your own smart haven. Before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
I like it. Something to ponder as they embark on their own smart home adventures.
It's easy to get caught up in the gadgets, the futuristic potential, but ultimately, smart home tech is about more than convenience and automation. It's about creating a home that reflects your personality, enhances your lifestyle, brings you closer to loved ones.
Beautifully said. Using tech to create a more human-centered living experience.
So as you explore smart homes, keep that in mind. Let technology empower you, not define you. Make your smart home a reflection of your unique needs, desires. Most importantly, have fun.
Absolutely. The future of living is smart, connected, and full of potential. Embrace the journey. Discover how smart home tech can transform your life.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, stay curious and keep innovating.